Hi there viewers and welcome back. This is Revelation TV and you're watching Get Well, Stay Well with myself, Cyrus Fernando and Felicity. You alright?
Hi there, Si. Yes, absolutely. We got some emails in.
We've got some questions here, Felicity, saying
Okay.
why is wheatgrass good for us? Because we just mentioned the wheatgrass.
Well, the wheatgrass is the complete food, of course. It's the food that God intended. You know, Genesis 1:29 and 30. Behold, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the earth, and every tree with fruit with seed in it, and to everything I give green plant for food. And so we've really rather neglected this, but in fact, when we juice the wheatgrass, it is the most amazing food, and it's being used at a lot of these health institutes where people really learn for the first time just how useful the wheatgrass is, and gives us all the vitamins and all the minerals. So it's a wonderful food to have, and when people get used to it, then they can incorporate it in their daily diet at home and maybe add it to their green juices. So it's a wonderful drink.
If someone's allergic to gluten, can they still take wheatgrass?
Absolutely, because that was one of my first questions. I thought, you know, I don't want to be putting gluten in my body, and the actual grass as it grows has not seeded yet, so it's harvested before it seeds. So we don't have the allergy to the wheat. It's really interesting. Yeah.
Now we talked about growing. We can grow our own wheatgrass, but some of us might not have the time to grow our own. What is the alternative?
Well, they've powdered it. They've made it into a powdered form, and sometimes it's really quite good. You have to, you know, have a look on the labels and see what else they put in with it. There's barley grass, there's wheatgrass. I've trained on both. I've trained on barley grass and wheatgrass, and I find that it's easier to grow the wheatgrass. So in fact, I prefer that. But the powdered one is very good, and they also freeze it, and so you can have it sent to you in a freezer pack, and that's another very useful way of keeping it. And I think that's maybe slightly fresher than the powdered. But for ease of travel, obviously, if you're going on holiday, you just take a little little bottle of the wheatgrass powder, and then just add it to your juices or whatever you're going to have.
What is the ideal amount to add to the juice?
You want 2 ounces, 2 fluid ounces, if you think what it would be like if it was the real juice,
Yes.
highly concentrated. So 2 ounces is quite enough to start with. And most people just take 2 ounces in the morning, 2 ounces at lunchtime, 2 ounces in the evening.
Now you mentioned barley grass and wheatgrass. What is the difference?
Well, it's just a slightly different plant, but basically when I trained at Hallelujah Acres, they were keen on the barley grass, and they were doing a very good powdered barley grass. And when I went to Hippocrates, they were doing the wheatgrass, and that was fresh. So in fact, I always think that the fresh is best if you can do it. You know, obviously, if you're growing the fresh wheatgrass, that is going to be the way that God intended us to have it. So really, it's what is going to work out best for people in their circumstances.
And it's something that we can, any age can have the wheatgrass, is that correct? From a teenager to
Yes.
Obviously an adult.
And the babies.
And
the
the
babies can
babies.
have wheatgrass as well. You obviously have to dilute it for them, but if you get used to the baby having it, and we've got a new grandbaby coming in, this year, so certainly you'll start a little bit of wheatgrass at about 6 months old, and see what happens.
How are your grandchildren in relation to eating the right foods? Are they little ambassadors for their grandmother?
When they're with Granny, they're good as gold. They're absolutely fabulous. What they do when I'm not there, I don't know. But my daughter is, she's doing her very best.
I imagine they have lots of fun growing the foods as well, don't they?
They love that. They really love it. And when they arrive at my flat, they say, you know, Granny, can we make the green juice? Can we make the carrot juice? Because they love to see these, you know, these beautiful fruits and vegetables going into the machine. And of course, the little boy, he thinks, you know, he's mechanical. He thinks it's a huge fun with the juicer and pushing it down. And so they, you know, they're a bit of competition as to who can push the carrots down fastest. So, and of course, I've taught them to wash the juicer afterwards, which is hugely important, because otherwise Granny's left with all the bits to clear up.
But more importantly, they see the process of growing fruits and vegetables, and I guess that's an exciting moment for them as well, isn't it? Just seeing how it finally grows and and then putting it into the liquidizer at the end.
That's right. And also, you know, I think those tower gardens are great fun. You know, you can have these special planters where you can grow lots of different plants in one good planter with good soil inside. And then you can grow a variety of things. So great fun every morning to see what's coming out. You know, you've got some carrots, you've got some tomatoes, and so you get a variety of things as well. And that's hugely educational for them as well. Great fun.
Excellent. Does wheatgrass contain B17?
It does, a little bit of lateral, yes, which is, you know, really good for preventing cancer, because the B17 is something that we've largely eliminated from the diet. You know, they're growing the grapes now and being grown without the seeds, you know, the seedless variety. And the whole point of having the grape really is the seeds inside, which God has put there, which prevent us getting these nasty diseases. So wheatgrass, the barley grass, the grapes, of course, are wonderful. And when we eat these foods, when we get back to God's foods, you know, the body does respond. And if people will only start with just a little and then build up, you know, you can transform your health and really get well. Even when you're older, you can suddenly transform and start growing better cells, healthier cells, instead of having all this degenerative chronic disease around us.
Now, we always talk about the lifestyle change, and we talk about eating the right foods, eliminating the wrong foods, detoxing, but also exercise is highly important as well. What recommendations can you give to our viewers out there who haven't done exercise for a number of years?
Well, I think it's great to start exercising at home. The isometric exercises are particularly good because you're just using the weight of the body, and you can actually build really good muscles and look great on doing the isometric exercises. So I don't tell people to go and join a gym because I think, you know, it's expensive. And also I don't like working out in a sweaty indoor environment. I'd much rather be working outside in the fresh air. And so doing simple exercises like lifting against the countertop, you know, pressing the hands together, all these things are absolutely wonderful, and you can transform your health that way.
Okay, well, let's go to a clip here. This is by Peter Carval, and he's talking about the exercise for beginners. Let's take a look.
Everybody, how you all doing? Peter Carval here from sixpackfactory.com, and today I'm going to show you something that a lot of you have asked for, and that's a beginner or teenager bicep workout that you can do right there at home with zero equipment. Now, today's workout actually brings back a lot of great memories, because this is a workout that I started out with when I was around 13 or 14 years old. And what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on isometric exercises. Now, that simply means that your muscle is not moving when you're contracting it. So basically, it's just a static exercise where you crunch it or hold it for as long as you can, and that is actually going to stimulate your muscle and help it grow. Now, like I've said, this is for beginners or teenagers or people who are just starting out, even great for females as well. So yes, this is not an advanced workout, and this is not going to get you the biggest biceps in the world, but it's great if you have no equipment, you want to do something there at home, and you just want to get started. So as always, let's have a quick look at all the exercises, then straight afterwards, we'll look at how you can put it all together to create a great beginner bicep workout right there at home. Now, the first exercise we're going to do is called isometric bicep curl. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to use your two hands to push against each other. So with this one, the one that we're going to work with, you're just going to bend it slightly. You want to get it at almost halfway through a normal range of a bicep curl. Okay, then you're going to bring the other one and you're going to push down with this one as you push up with this one. You're even going to work your triceps a little bit on this one. Okay, and that's, you've seen the guys in the mirrors in the gym actually, they stand there and they do this. Well, it's because it actually stimulates and contracting muscle, it makes it look good. But it's also great as an isometric exercise. So what you do is, you just stand there and then you push up against this hand and push down with this one, and you count between 6 and 12 seconds as you do it. And then as you're done, you relax, you can move straight over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Press down, remember, keep this nice and straight, don't do anything, nice and straight, okay, and then the other arm comes over, okay, and then you press up again, simple as that, okay, 6 to 12 seconds, and the nice thing about this exercise, because you're using your own two arms and hands, is You can bring in a slight bit of movement if you want. Just press it up slightly and then relax and push it back down again. And you can do that if you want to. You can just keep it static as well. So that's the first exercise. Let's have a look at the second one. The second exercise is very similar to a hammer curl, and although I said no equipment, I'm pretty sure everybody has a towel at home. And what you're going to do this is, I like to do it one arm at a time. You can do it both. If you have a nice big towel, you can do it both. But I'm going to do one at a time, and you basically step on the towel, and then you grab the towel, and then from the side, you pull it up as hard as you can. Okay, so very similar to the first exercise, but now we're changing the angle slightly to do a hammer curl, okay? So look from the front, so there you go, and you pull as hard as you can, keep it there for 6 to 12 seconds, and relax. And while this one is relaxing, you take it to the other side, and you bring it up again. The main thing of this is make sure there's a nice 90-degree angle. You want to sort of do it here. If you do it too far low or too high, you don't really get a nice contraction into your biceps. So nice 90-degree angle, and then you pull it as hard as you can, and then relax 6 to 12 seconds, and then move back to the other one. So that's your towel hammer curl. Let's now move on to the third exercise in this beginner bicep workout.
Hi there, welcome back. I mean, we just wanted to show something there for beginners and exercises that anyone can do, even in their living room.
Even grannies, exactly.
Even
yes,
grannies.
Absolutely. Good idea.
It's important to just get the blood flowing a little bit, isn't it, Felicity, and then build yourself up gradually.
It's vital, absolutely, yeah. And you want to get back on the wheatgrass, because that heals wounds as well. You know, people have got these arthritic fingers. You can wrap the wheatgrass around into a bandage and then sleep overnight with it obviously covered with a plastic so that you're not going to get wheatgrass over everything. But in the morning you'll find that it will take the pain out of arthritic joints. The wheatgrass is amazing. Also, I've had great success with people who've had wounds that won't heal, ulcers on the legs. You know, some people have a problem with ulcers on the shins.
Why is that, Felicity?
Because it's such a healing thing. It's got all this chlorophyll in it. It's the most healing thing you can do. And if people have got very tired eyes, maybe from watching the TV or the computer screen, you can bathe your eyes again with the wheatgrass. So it's messy, it's bright green, obviously, but you can actually do that. And it really works. It's amazing in the body.
Let's talk about rheumatoid arthritis, for example. I mean, is that a preventable disease?
Yeah, it's all caused from the acids that we've taken into the body. And sometimes people have a virus that sets it off as well. But certainly we can easily get rid of rheumatoid arthritis with nutrition. Really, really good. And packing the joints with the wheatgrass, you can make it, you know, you can get a piece of chamois leather or flannel. You can soak that in the wheatgrass, put that on the joint, and then you'd put some cling wrap around it so that it's going to make it waterproof. And then apply some heat. So ideally sleep at night with it covered up and warm with a blanket over. And in the morning, you see it takes the acidity out of the joint, and it's quite incredible. Wheatgrass is also a great deodorant in the body, so it deodorizes the body. The sweat doesn't smell, get no bathroom odors. The wheatgrass is a deodorant. You know, years ago they used to have these chlorophyll pills that people took, and they worked very well. But how much better to have your diet that way and not have to eat those pills.
I was going to ask you about the cosmetic industry and the creams that we're putting onto our body. I mean, are there dangers from that? Yes,
I mean, I just go back to the coconut oil. As you know, the coconut oil is wonderful. And so we should be rehydrating the body with that. If you need a cream, you think you need a cream, for goodness sake, don't put on these things that are really expensive.
They are ridiculously expensive, and they're doing damage to our bodies.
Yeah, and they've got words in there that you can't even pronounce. And so why would you be putting those chemicals on your skin? Because that goes straight into the bloodstream. What we put on our skin really does go into the bloodstream and makes us even more toxic.
Okay, you mentioned coconut oil. Just some of our viewers who may not be familiar with it, what are the benefits?
Oh my goodness, they're the antifungal, anti-inflammatory, so that they take out even pain from a tooth. You know, if you have an abscess on a tooth and you swish it round the mouth with the oil pulling that we've talked about, that can actually heal the abscess and you don't have to have the tooth out. This is amazing. So it's also antibacterial. So if you have a wound, you can put wheatgrass on, or coconut oil. You see, it's going back to nature, going back to the natural things. And aloe is another wonderful thing, you know, the aloe vera plants. Yeah. So God has really given us a pharmacy of natural things. And when we go back to that, much cheaper and much safer on the body.
Going back to exercise now, now we know about the resistance band. What is the resistance band?
Well, resistance bands are great because you can do this at home. You just have this piece of stretchy plastic or stretchy things that he's going to pull, and you can just exercise the body with those. You can exercise the back, the legs, the arms, and it's a way of really strengthening the body at home without any expensive equipment. So very easy, and when you travel you just put them in the suitcase. They weigh nothing, you know. But
you can say it's a multi-purpose because you can exercise all different types of your body, can't you?
Absolutely, yes. And you can, yeah, it's really useful to have those, and I find they're absolutely amazing. And for any age, you know, the children are using them, the grandchildren are using them, and so it's a wonderful thing to have, and very inexpensive, of course.
And if we can get our children used to living the healthy lifestyle, because at the end of the day we all love our children dearly, and all we want to do is protect them. Now, if we can get them used to living a healthy lifestyle at an early age, then we can prevent any of the bad diseases coming down in the future.
Well, that's right. You know, the Bible says bring them up in the way they should go, and they will come back to that later on in life, even if they have their mad teenage years where they go, you know, go berserk. They will come back to that because it's the sensible thing to do. And so you create good habits, and as we see the children grow, they will come back. And it's really a joy to see the way that you know, perhaps something our grandparents have taught us, and you suddenly realize, my goodness me, he was absolutely right, you know. But you've only realized when you get to a bit older, you realize the wisdom that the older generation have actually had.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like we always say, it's education as well, and if we can educate them from a young age, and I hope this program is helping people out there who are watching our program and learning, because then they can help their friends and their family along as well.
Yes, and you know, it's great to be the role model. You want to be the role model, and people will follow if you look fit and you look well. People will want to follow what you're doing, and I think that's why you know, the grandchildren are interested in what I'm doing, because at my age I'm still running around and leading a life like a 30-year-old. Yeah. And you know, they're pretty amazed really, because not all people's grandparents look the same. Yeah. And you know, some of them are really quite, you know, quite decrepit. And I just think it's wonderful to be able to keep yourself fit, keep yourself active, so you can be much more use to people.
Keeping yourself fit, keeping yourself active. Let's take a look at this next clip here. This is talking about the resistance band. This is literally, you can exercise anywhere, including a hotel room. Let's take a look.
Hi guys, this is Jess from Athlete XX for Women. I am traveling, we're in my hotel room right now. I brought my cameraman, and I'm gonna show you how to tone your arms with this one piece of equipment. Hey guys, Jess here from Athlete XX for Women. I've gotten some questions lately about how to lose arm fat, and this is an important topic and one we're going to tackle today. First thing you want to do is clean up your diet and your nutrition by using the Athlete XX for Women nutrition plan, which is the easiest way to go because you don't have to count calories and you still get to eat the foods you love, but we show you how to combine them to get the best results. So check out that nutrition plan first. And then if you're looking to tone your muscles underneath, This is your workout. Today I'm going to show you something you can do with just the Athlean elastics. And for our first one, we're going to tone the biceps by stepping 2 feet on the band here. And then I want you to take a grip like underhand like this with both hands. And make sure they're even distance apart from each other. Get into your athletic stance and you're going to do a curl, pulling it up to your elbows. Okay, and what's great about the resistance bands is not only that they're light and easy to travel with, I pack this in my suitcase and you don't even notice it's there, but also that it offers that constant tension. Unlike dumbbells, you're getting tension all the way up and all the way down. So it's a really nice burn for the muscles. And this next one's going to be triceps, where you're going to grab the band about here. And if you want it more challenging, you can come closer. And if you want it easier, go all the way to the outsides like this. Again, athletic stance with your core engaged, and you're going to pull apart. Okay, this is working your back and shoulders as well as your triceps. Okay, so extend the band as far as you can and then release. Try to keep some tension on the band the whole time. Now if you can find a place to anchor it, like I've done down here, I've just wrapped it around the bottom of the couch here. Make sure that you have something really stable and heavy enough to hold it, and then you can do some exercises like this, just like what you would do with a cable machine. Now let's do a tricep kickback. This time you're gonna grab with your palm and take that bent over stance. Your first step is to pull your elbow up, and then you're kicking it back and out, okay? So always keep your elbow up in that high position and really put that tension on your tricep. Now for toning the shoulders, which is an important part of finishing off your arms, we're gonna do this upright row with one arm. So you're pulling across the body, try to get your hand to line up with your shoulder, and the tension is right here on your deltoid. Okay. Always keep your athletic stance with your core engaged. And I'll show you from the back, looks like this.
Hi there, welcome back. Just from that clip we just saw there about the resistance band, you literally can exercise anywhere.
The exercise is so important. It's when we put the whole thing together, isn't it? The nutrition, the exercise, the water, getting out in the sunshine. It's putting the whole holistic thing together. And the wheatgrass is the complete food, so that's a very good idea. Restores fertility in young couples who can't have children. And there's about 1/3 of young couples now who can't have children. So really good. The wheatgrass is really excellent for healing skin things as well. So take it orally, have it topically as well on the skin. You know, if you have a little skin lesion and you put a plaster on with wheatgrass in the morning, the wheatgrass will have taken away the problems in the skin. So it's really, really wonderful stuff to have.
So we have talked about wheatgrass, we've talked about living a healthy lifestyle. We've just got a few more moments of the show left. Just summarise to our viewers, if you can, what we've discussed today.
Well, we looked at the Christian Health Institute, didn't we, which was really wonderful, where people go to detox mentally and physically and spiritually. And we found that there were such tremendous testimonies from these places. And we really need to be able to do that at home. If we can go for a week's holiday, then go on a get well, stay well course, be brilliant. But we should be able to do all this stuff at home with self-discipline.
Okay, Felicity. Well, we have come towards the end of today's programme, so thank you as always for joining us. Thank you also to our viewers for joining us today. Just like to remind you that Revelation TV has a catch-up service. It's on our website. It's a new website, so please do take a look. It's on revelationtv.com. We're on YouTube. It's youtube.com/RTVEurope. We're on Twitter, twitter.com/RevelationTV. So thank you once again for joining us. Look forward to seeing you same time next time on Revelation TV. Take care and God bless. Bye.